me bring you into my world of butt paste cream, triple paste.
Is she putting that butt paste on her face?
Forget face slugging. Let's talk about face basting. I do it after washing my face. I use a zinc oxide based cream. You guessed it, a diaper rash cream all over my face, and much to the dismay of my husband, because zinc oxide is gold, little nerds. It is gold. It will help repair your face and heal your skin while locking in hydration. And when I wake up the next morning, my face is as soft and smooth as my baby's butt.
So her name is Dr. Shireen Idris. She has a huge YouTube channel. It's, I think, called Pillow Talk Derm, and she is absolutely hilarious. And I think my favorite part of this video is watching her husband brushing his teeth and being like, what the heck is my wife doing? So there is truth to what she's saying. As a dermatologist, obviously I trust her recommendations. But the reason why this works for people is if you've got really dry and irritated skin, zinc oxide, which is the main component in butt paste, is a good occlusive, and it can help to improve that dryness, that real irritated, unhappy type of skin that you may have. The group of people, however, who should exercise caution with this face basting is if you've got acne issues. This can potentially worsen them in the wrong patient.
I'm here with my #1 personal hygiene hack. It's using panoxyl in the underarms to eliminate odor and to kill bacteria. So panoxyl's main ingredient is benzoyl peroxide, that it can help turn over the skin that can often trap grime, dirt, bacteria underneath the skin and leave you feeling a lot more fresh afterwards.
Benzoyl peroxide is an ingredient that's been used in acne products for like 40 plus years. And it definitely works, but it can create some skin irritation for some people. Now, the reason why it can work for people who have underarm odor issues is that benzoyl peroxide is a bit of an antibacterial. So it can help to kill off those bacteria that are creating those pungent odors. It also helps to turn over skin cells and unclog pores and overall just improve the health of that skin.
So good at depuffing your face in the morning too. Yeah, like I feel this side is more lifted. I feel like my face just looks more lifted and less puffy.
So she is using the Foreo Bear, and this is a microcurrent facial device that basically uses very low intensity current to help, they believe, to stimulate muscle contractions of the face. Another product in this space that's very popular is the NuFace device. So do these work? Well, there are a lot of videos of people using microcurrent devices like this one where you can actually see a lifting effect of the skin of the face. And these devices do appear to be very safe, and there are even in-office devices that are very similar that are much more powerful. But the big question with devices like this, and one that has never truly been answered to my knowledge, is just how long do these results last? Are they kind of a short, quick fix, or can they create a long-term benefit? Well, as far as I understand, the jury is still out.
Snail facial with Abdu. Let's go. This is my first time doing this. I'm scared AF. It tickles. Hopefully I will look cute and young. I think I lost my last brain cells.
It looks like he lost some brain cells to me too. This is not something that is probably harmful, but why would you put these snails on your face? Well, they're actually commercially available snail slime creams. This is actually very popular out in Korea, and people are using it now all throughout the world. They've actually gone viral on TikTok and are a huge part of the TikTok shop. So to my knowledge, these snail slime creams are actually created by following snails around in rooms as they leave slime behind, as they're essentially crawling around. And so somebody literally follows these snails and scoops up the slime behind them and uses it as an ingredient in skincare products. Snail slime does have powerful moisturizers and anti-inflammatory fats, and so they can be actually very good for the skin. However, I don't know that you need to have actual snails sliming your face. Best just to buy the products. And I'll put a link to one of the popular ones in the caption of this video so you can check it out yourself if you want to try it. This is called the retinol sandwich. Now, retinol is a derivative of vitamin A, and if you follow me on social media, you know that I'm a big fan of retinol. I have my own Youn Beauty Retinol Moisturizer that's one of our top-selling products at younbeauty.com. But the knock on retinol is that some people can be sensitive to it. It can cause dryness and flaking and irritation of the skin, and sometimes it takes weeks, if not a month or two, for your skin to kind of get used to it. So the retinol sandwich is a way to kind of gently ease yourself in to a retinol protocol. And the idea is that you start by applying a normal moisturizer, and then you apply a small amount of retinol, followed by normal moisturizer afterwards. So essentially, you're sandwiching that retinol with the moisturizer. And the idea is that you can kind of ease yourself into that retinol. That moisturizer will kind of dilute it down so that the effects are not quite as aggressive. Now, as you know you are tolerating the retinol, let's say 2 weeks after you start the retinol sandwich, then one way to reduce that is to reduce the amount of moisturizer that you use and then eventually just go with the retinol on its own. Now, if you want to try my Youn Beauty Retinol Moisturizer, I'm super proud of it. I think it feels great on the skin, and most people find that the reaction is relatively minimal to it. I will put a link in the caption below. This is called baby Botox, and this is a popular thing going on in social media where really young people, people who are even in their teens or early 20s, who don't really have hardly any wrinkles, get Botox done as a way to prevent wrinkles from coming in. Another name for this is prejuvenation, not rejuvenation, not autojuvenation, but prejuvenation. Now, honestly, I'm not a fan of baby Botox. This is still a medical procedure. It still is quite expensive. And the big reason why I'm not a big fan of it is you've got somebody who's young and pretty and has virtually no wrinkles, and now you're injecting a toxin into them. Is there much of a benefit at this point? Not really. And at the same time, there are many stories, and I see this in some of my patients, where if you've done Botox for a long time, you can eventually develop antibodies to the Botox. And that means that the Botox doesn't work very well, it wears off very quickly, and for some people, they become even resistant to the effects of Botox. So are you essentially getting Botox when you're young and you don't need it, and then screwing yourself later on? Because when you actually do need it, when you're old like somebody like me, it doesn't work anymore. That could be a possibility.
Oh, can you hear that? Oh, it's like...
This is called a gelatin facial and has been very popular on social media. Gelatin is what you think it is. It's what you buy at the store. And gelatin essentially is pure collagen. And when you put gelatin on your face or on your skin in a liquid form and you let it dry, it will harden and actually stick to your skin. Some people have used that in small amounts, let's say on the nose, as a way to make essentially a natural pore strip. And I don't have a whole lot against that. But when you put it over your entire face and it sticks to your skin, you can develop irritation and you can get actually skin that gets torn off when you're removing this gelatin facial. Now, even though it's collagen, there are absolutely zero benefits of doing a gelatin facial. Collagen is a large protein, and that protein will not get through your skin. So you get no benefit by doing a gelatin facial, but you can have bad things happen like her, where some of her eyebrows hairs are getting pulled out.
Here's how you can make your own non-toxic beef tallow lotion. I add 1 pound of beef suet, cover it with filtered water, and add sea salt. Let it cook in a slow cooker for 2 to 3 hours. Strain that, let it set in the fridge. The tallow will separate from the water, and let it set in the fridge for 20 minutes until it's just barely hard, so you can whip it into this consistency.
Okay, so I am all for natural stuff. I'm all for eating real foods, using clean skincare, but should you put beef tallow on your skin? Now, I actually did a podcast interview with a friend of mine, and he asked me about sunscreen, and I told him, look, I'm a big fan of sunscreen. For me, I believe that there are some that are better than others, but I do believe that sunscreen is very important. And he said, yeah, he goes, I don't use sunscreen. I just put lard on my face. Lard? So people are using lard, they're using beef tallow. Is it healthy for your skin, or are there any drawbacks to it? Well, the fact is that we don't really know because it hasn't been necessarily studied. There are some people who may have some sensitivities to these types of products on their skin. Obviously, if you're vegan, you don't want to apply this to your skin, but there are also healthy fats that are in these products that can be potentially moisturizing and even reduce potentially inflammation of your skin. But the issue that I have with these products is that, number one, they can go rancid very quickly. And number two, if you do really want to use a beef tallow, then why make your own like this that once again can go bad, that's kind of a pain to create? Why not just buy a commercially available one that's actually made for your skin? And number three, my final concern with these products is that are they comedogenic? Is this going to increase your risk of acne and breakouts? Well, it's definitely possible. So we always end off my TikTok reaction videos with a TikTok of my own. Let's take a peek. Here are 3 skincare products that pretty much all adults should use. Number 1 is a vitamin C serum. Vitamin C is an antioxidant and it fights free radicals or oxidation, which is one of the main causes of aging of our skin. Number 2 is a micellar water or a cleansing oil. Throw away your makeup wipes because these are much better ways to remove makeup and cleanse your skin. And number 3 is bakuchiol. One study found that bakuchiol was similar to retinol in its anti-aging effects, but with less skin irritation. This moisturizing ingredient has been used in Chinese medicine and Ayurveda for centuries. I share much more about these and 2 other skincare products everyone should use in the latest episode of my podcast. I have links for the podcast and for those products in the caption below if you want to check them out. So some of these viral skincare trends actually do make a lot of sense, but there are other trends that cause people to end up being botched. I've got a video right up here where I react to botched plastic surgery TikToks. These will blow your mind because, man, people do some crazy stuff to themselves. And remember, eat real food, use clean skincare, and auto-rejuvenate before you operate.